Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na! Tara na!
It's another remarkable Tuesday, ETUlay, and dear wonders, how have you been? How's your connectivity? I hope that you're okay and we can proceed to this wonderful English 10 learning adventure. I am your tutor and at the same time your guide, tutor guide Ram from the division of Lapu-Lapu City. So excited to teach you virtually yet heartily. But first things first, let us check our early bird wonders for this day. So we have here first Rainiel Manabat de Vera saying his greetings. Good afternoon, tutors. I'm here again. Hello, Rainiel from second early bird wonder we have Janice M. Gahudo from Santa Lucia National High School. Hello, Janice. Do not forget to tag your classmates, all right? And our third early bird wonder for today is Ara Yu. Hello, Ara. Thank you for tagging Gabby Ira. Yes, I know, dear wonders, that you are excited for this wonderful English 10 learning adventure. I know that you can do it, all right? So I hope that you can see my screen. So I know that everyone is missing Tutor Guide Jedi. Yes, Tutor Guide Jedi will be with us hopefully next week. We are expectant. I know there's something wrong with her connectivity at home and in school, but eventually sooner we will be joined by her very awesome presence. I hope next Tuesday. Thank you so much. All right, so once again, welcome to our English and Learning adventure where you can wonder as you wonder. And yes, before proceeding to our main spot for today's learning adventure, I would like to say hello to our fellow tutors from the division of Lapu-Lapu City, headed by Sir Glennie and Dr. Robeline. So, we are not yet finished with February, the love month. I know that some of you have received flowers, perhaps gift, or maybe you don't care at all. But as I shared during the previous session, love is what? Love is more than the tangible gift that you can receive. Well, it's very nice that we can receive something, but it's, meaningful when you really get the gist or you really know the real essence of love. And it makes sense to say that we have to base our understanding about love through the Word of God. Let me just quote a very nice verse from the Bible. Let me just read. You can also read with me. It says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not invade, boast, proud, rude, self seeking, and easily angered. Love keeps no record of wrongs. It does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. So grabe yung heart ni girl. All right, so please share this video lesson along with English 7, 8, and 9. You can use the hashtags ETUlay Level Up. And in this specific video lesson, you can have ETUlay English 10 so that more will be reached as I teach. And yes, do not forget to also share the Facebook page pages and YouTube channel of DepEd TV Official, EdTech, and DepEd ETUlay. So you may take a screenshot so that you can go back to these channel and pages and yes, like, follow. Thank you so much. And happy International Mother Language Day to everyone. Yes, since 1999, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Culture Organization, or UNESCO, declared every February 21 as International Mother Language Day. This is what? To promote linguistic and culture, diversity, and yes, multilingualism. So in my case, I am based from Lapu-Lapu City, from Cebu, and I have my mother language, Cebuano. So I can say gugma. In English, it means love. Gugma, love. Yes, there you go. All right. So, and of course, this month we also commemorate National Arts Month. So we are so blessed because DepEd ETUlay is having this series of webinars or activities that commenced last February 12, 19, and 26. Yes, that's called Sining ng Pag-asa. So I hope that you, dear Wanderers and Kaitulay, will be participating on these activities virtually yet heartily. That's from 9 in the morning down to 12 noon. And yes, congratulations to these WBO Wonders Best Outputs. So we have here from Macabebe High School, Santa Lucia High School. So thank you so much to their teacher, Ma'am Vilma, Sir Marco, and Sir Ruel. So as you can see, we have lots of wonderful outputs. So during the previous session, they were asked to have one argumentative essay, and they are going to identify which is the claim, evidence, the counter argument, the rebuttal, and at the same time the conclusion. So while checking their outputs, I found out that most of them use the article about money, about cigarette smoking, and yes, they are actually improving. You, dear wonders, are improving. I'm so happy. And double the fun and happiness because we have sets of many new wonders who were able to submit their outputs. So congratulations and welcome to this English and Learning adventure. We have these outputs from Ocampo National High School. Thank you, Ma'am Karen Primavera, for encouraging and inspiring our dear learners, our wonders, to take part of this learning adventure. So these are just a few of their nice outputs. So thank you so much, Ocampo National High School. If you are from Ocampo National High School, paki-comment naman dyan sa ating comment section. Go Ocampo National High School or go ONHS. All right. Thank you so much, and you are welcome. Please do not forget to share this video, tag your classmates, friends, and schoolmates. And our wonder of the week will be moved to every quarter. All right. So we can, Tutor Guide Juday and I would really take the time to it's hard. You give us challenges in choosing who could be the wow for every week. So we will be moving this to every quarter. But yes, we are going to have the WBO still the same. All right. So I know that you are ready to wonder as you wonder. So we are going to have 6 stops for these learning spots. First up, we have the review spot. So in this learning spot, you are going to reminisce. You are going to recall the lessons that you had on the previous lesson during the last Tuesday. Yes. And in the second stop, you are going to have trail thrill. These are the challenges. And eventually, if you really do well, you can have challenge passes and tokens. And on the third stop, you can hunt treasures. So this is basically the main topic that we have, which will be revealed later. So please, thank you for still tuning in. And on the fourth stop, you are going to do the final trail. This is the last challenge that you are about to take today. So stay tuned for that. And on the fifth step, you will be discovering something, your souvenir, a learning postcard, which eventually will lead you to a better learning experience. And on the sixth step, you are going to refresh yourself. You are going to remind yourself that these are all the learning spots that you have discovered or, yes, learned from one step after another. So this is called the learning bucket. All right. So, yes, once again, welcome to English 10. We're done with the argumentative essay, and today, dear wanderers, we are going to discover something about argumentative writing techniques. How about that? So, I know you're excited to take two challenge, yes, earn challenge passes and 15 tokens. For our primary module reference, we would like to appreciate DepEd Navotas and DepEd Cordillera Administrative Region. So thank you so much. So welcome to the first step, the review spot. Last Tuesday, you discovered that there's an essay that has something to do about a writing that takes a stance on an issue. And at the same time, this type of essay presents evidences for a claim in order to let the reader know why it is more favorable. It is called the argumentative essay, obviously. And you also discovered during the previous session about the structure, the parts of an argumentative essay. We have the introductory paragraph. Next, we also have the thesis statement, body paragraph, and what about the fourth one? Can you type at the comment section? Let me check how engaging our wonders for today. I heard that some of you are having difficulty in your connectivity. I actually have that difficulty today, but I know maitutulay din natin ito. So let me just read a few of your comments. What is the last part or the structure of writing an argumentative essay? Wow, thank you for that, Charmin Seppi. Conclusion. Let's check. Wow, you got it right, Charmin. Good job. So you really learned from the previous lesson. So, what is introductory paragraph? So, in this paragraph, of course, as what the name of it suggests, introductory, it has something to do with the introduction. This part, you're going to outline the topic. You have to provide three background information, and at the same time, this is where your thesis should be what? Reflected, right? So there you go, the introductory paragraph. Next is the thesis statement. This is the one sentence concise summary of your main point and claim, which actually you were given examples for that during the previous lesson that we had. And yes, you also have the body paragraph where you back up, you support your claims with what? Opinions from random people? No, but with examples, concrete examples, research, statistics, studies, and text citations. This is also where you address opposing points of view and disprove them. Okay, next we have the conclusion, the final part, which you are going to restate your thesis and summarize all the arguments made in your body paragraphs that should appeal to a reader's emotions. So your conclusion must really steer the imagination of your reader, of your audience. There you go. So, aside from the structure, you also discover the key parts of an argumentative essay: the claim, evidence, counter argument, rebuttal, and conclusion. All right, so I know that you discovered more aha moments, and yes, for today as well. So, our second step calls for our first challenge, which is called choose the best. So you are going to have one challenge pass and 5 tokens if you give me a perfect score. So let's begin. All you have to do is type the item number together with the letter of your answer. You have 3 seconds every item. Let me read question number 1. Which of the following statements best describes argumentative writing? Is it A, it presents the writer's side about an issue and the evidence to prove his or her points? Or is it B, it uses emotive language to sway the readers to agree with the writer's opinions? Or is it letter C, it usually ends with a call to action? Your 3 second timer now begin. Go, 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 dear wonders. We have answers. All right, time is up. The correct answer for number one is letter A. If you have A, you've got one token. Congratulations. I can have, wow, Abby May, Charming, Jazz, John, Mary Rose, Irish. Congratulations. Most of you got the correct answer. Easy, right? Okay, what about the second item? Which second item? Which of the following is not an acceptable evidence to prove one's point? Remember, take note, not A, research findings and statistics, B, statement of experts, C, opinions of random people. Timer starts now. Teacher Rami is excited for today. Okay, the correct answer is letter C, opinions of random people. Obviously, we should not rely on merely opinions, especially if we are talking about evidence. So we have, let me just check how many wonders got the correct answer, which is letter C. Oh, most of you got it right, letter C. Now let's move to the third item. Which of the following is a thesis statement? A, an app or tablet can provide children with an alternate medium for education. Is it B, gifted children can also benefit from technology based learning environments? Or is it letter C, the use of technology and screen time can be positive for children? So, among the three, which is a thesis statement? So, we have our 3 second timer. So, is it A, B, or C? Time is up. The correct answer for number three is letter C. It's a thesis statement. The use of technology and screen time can be positive for children. So, as you may notice, and as you may well remember during our previous learning spot, you discover that when you see thesis statement, it is about a concise, one sentence, concise summary of your claim. So this writer is focusing on what? The use of technology and screen time is good for the children. So this is his or her claim, her thesis or his thesis statement. Now let's move to the fourth item, the second to the last item from this trail thrill challenge number one. What is the purpose of a counter argument in argumentative writing? Is it A, it is meant to make the essay longer? Or is it B, it is intended to weaken the opposing arguments by presenting evidence that invalidates their claim? Or is it letter C, it provides a chance for the writer to acknowledge the loopholes of his or her own arguments? This is interesting. So your time starts now. Time is up. Number four. The correct answer for number four is letter B. It is intended to weaken the opposing arguments by presenting evidence that invalidates their claim. Remember, counter argument, which you are going to discover more about it later. So, thank you for still tuning in and learning with us. And the last item, besides knowledge about the topic, what is an important aspect to consider when writing an argumentative essay? Is it A, extensiveness of vocabulary, a lot of words? Is it B, the length of the essay? Or letter C, knowing your target audience? Your 3 second timer now begin. A, B, or C? Okay, time is up. The correct answer for number five, dear wanderers, is letter C. Aside from the mastery of your topic, you really have to know your audience, your readers. And that's very important. So I would like to check the comment section if many of you got five tokens. All right. So way to go, dear wonders. That's 5-5. Okay, congratulations. Good job. You have done such a great job for just the first challenge. So thank you so much for your engagement there at the comment section. All right, 4/5. It's okay. Wow. All right. So it's okay. This is just to check how far you have learned, your background knowledge about this topic. So congratulations. So again, living in this world, we really cannot deny the fact that sometimes we can encounter arguments, but we really have to choose our battles, right, dear wonders? And we really have to understand that this learning adventure specifically pinpoints about academic essay, academic argument writing. So let's not create debate or any type of fight that is not good, because here in DepEd ETUlay, we are not encouraging our learners, our tutees, our dear wonders to do that. Let us be positive influence to the society. All right, so right now, you are going to enumerate the tips in writing and argumentative essay. I like it. And at the same time, you will be identifying what technique in writing an argumentative essay is used, and as well as you analyze the techniques in writing an argumentative essay, and at the same time you will be able to make a thesis statement for the given scenario. Wow, I'm excited for that. So now welcome to the third stop, which is the treasure hunt. So I hope that our dear wonders and kaitulay are excited and ready to hunt treasures during this stop, on this spot, treasure hunt. So why? Aside from willpower, it's very necessary. Yeah, it's very important for you to know your why power, the very reason, your purpose. Why are you learning this? Why is it important to learn how to write an argumentative essay? Yes, because this will help you develop your critical and rational thinking skills as well as your research skills. So, this is a very good thing to discover, most especially that you are about to go to another level higher, senior high school. So, this is a very good lesson for you. So, let's enjoy. So first, let me share you something about the techniques in writing an argumentative essay. First, you have to make your thesis crystal clear. Every time you see a crystal, it's clear. So definitely it must be clear, specific. So you have to take note of this, dear wonders, that your audience, your readers should be able to pinpoint immediately, right there and then, because these theses, as what you have remembered, must be included in your introductory paragraph. Yes, the beginning. So you have to really allow your audience to pinpoint immediately what your thesis statement is. Otherwise, it would make your essay weak. Ayaw natin yan. And we have here, you have to make it stand out by putting it in the first paragraph. It's very clear. It must be in the first paragraph. So we have here an example. I have here two examples of thesis statements. First, the use of technology and screen time can be positive for children. Very clear. Is the thesis statement is all about what? The advantage, the good side about using technology. And the second thesis statement example we have here is, what is the best type of sandwich? The best type of sandwich is peanut butter and jelly. So as you may notice, it's a question form, then immediately it is being followed by the thesis statement itself. Okay, so next we have the second technique, which is the use of evidence to support your side. Evidence, evidence, evidence. It's very important when you are writing an argumentative essay. So you have to be sure you have facts to support every point you make. For example, so these are some illustrations so that your essay, the whole thing, will be stronger. And yes, this helps you build your authority as a writer. So there you go. So as you also want to have this example, okay? So at least 7.3 million Filipinos lost their jobs because of the pandemic based on the record of the PSA, or the Philippine Statistics Authority. So I think this is clear. This is a clear evidence, and this is based from an authority, PSA, which is actually, I know that this is this has something to do with number, figure, 7.3 million Filipinos. So this evidence is a concrete example, no, a concrete thing to prove your claim or your thesis. This is actually a very good support on your position, on your side, on the argument that you are trying to make. Next, we have the third technique: show why the other side is weak. Showing why the other side is weak should not encourage us to harm or should not encourage us to just fight for the mere fighting. No, it's not like that. This is just trying to have what? A presentation of your what? Arguments. But before that, in this manner, you, in this part, you should what? Oppose arguments and then you counter them. So this has something to do about counter attack. You present the opposite side, the opposing arguments, because this will tell your reader, your audience, that you have really considered all sides, all aspects, but you have discovered that your side, your evidence, your claim is better, is the best among the arguments. So, nothing wrong with presenting the side of others, but it makes you stronger when you are able to counter them, to counter attack the opposing arguments, which actually you will be discovering more about this counter argument, because I will be presenting an example essay. So be excited for that. Next, we have the third technique. You have to, yes, no, the same. Show why the other side is weak. An example. So let me read to you the example. I know that there are good reasons for the cell phone ban, such as students using them to cheat on tests. Are you using your cell phones to cheat? I don't think so. Or another reason is that they can be used to organize illegal activities such as fights or truancy. But, so here's the connector. Remember, connector is powerful. The transition is there. But cheating, fighting, and truancy have been going on for much longer than students have had cell phones. Kids will always find a way to communicate about these things. So basically, from these sentences, we can actually determined that this has something to do with prohibiting the use of cell phones in the classroom or in the school. So the writer here is able to present the opposing argument, which is actually there is a good reason about cell phone ban, but actually kids will really find a way to communicate so that they can just find the answer of the test like that. So this is a good thing to do when you try to make the opposing argument become weak. All right. So number four, as what I have mentioned earlier, connector. You are going to use logical connectors. So you have to make sure to use appropriate, not just merely using connectors, but the appropriate logical connectors, such as however, on the other hand, consequently, therefore, and so on. There are many connectors: coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions, all those transition words that you can use for your argumentative essay. All right, so we have here an example. Moreover, so we have here the connector. Moreover, the Department of Education should develop materials that would introduce the learners to expository texts which deal with information. You will get to know more about this later. So yes, I have here an example of an argumentative essay taken from, yeah, the source is there. This is written by Luisa. So let me read to you this part, and you are going to type there at the comment section which part is this? Is this the conclusion, the introductory part, or the introduction, or what? So last month, my father was rushed to the hospital with a heart attack at 9 a.m. Everybody was worried that he wasn't going to live. They took him to Memorial Hospital where he had several more heart attacks. My mom tried to call the school all morning to get in touch with me, but the phones were busy every time she tried. I was in biology dissecting frogs while my father was dying. Schools should rethink the ban on cell phones since this is the major way that parents communicate with their children. So, this is what? This is the introductory paragraph or the introduction. And one very good point that you have to consider is to have the first few words or the first sentence of your introductory paragraph really gives the audience to read further. So this is the kind of hook that you have to share to your audience. Last month, her or his father was rushed. What happened? So it's a very good, simple liner that can make the readers to read further. And the second sentence, this is actually the background information, the who, the what, the when, the where, at the hospital, which hospital, Memorial Hospital, what happened, several heart attacks of of her father, like that. So this is the background information. This should be presented in your introduction. And as what you have remembered, there must be the thesis statement there in our introduction. So this is the part. Schools should rethink. So this is another example of thesis. Schools should rethink that ban on cell phones since this is the major way that parents communicate with their children. So you can screenshot this because later on you will be presenting a souvenir that has something to do with you writing your own thesis statement. Okay, so next we have here, this is another paragraph, another set of sentences. This is actually the first, the body one. All right, so because this is kind of long, all right, so you can see here the supporting evidence. So first we have here, this is the supporting point number one. Safety is the major concern of parents who want their children to be able to contact them quickly and easily should they find themselves in a perilous situation. So this supporting point number one gives what? A clearer stand of the writer. So, of not wanting to ban cell phones in the school. Because what if something will happen? And then, because there is this supporting point, you should also present your evidence. So, here the writer has this evidence number one. So, as Julian Sanchez points out in his article, safety is a major concern. At other times, parents need to contact children because of a change of plans. This happens particularly in families where both parents work or where the parents have separated. So this is a good evidence to support the supporting point number one. Next, we have here the connector, an example, because. Okay. Next, okay, the use of this connector. So this actually expresses a support because there are many situations, particularly here in California, where children might be potentially in danger and could use the phone to get help. So this is supporting number two, and this is the evidence. For example, so this transition phrase, for example, is actually suggesting what? An evidence. So for example, Jason Lee says that. Okay, so Jason Lee says that if we had an earthquake or a lockdown, it would be important to contact someone beyond the school without having to go to the office. So this is evidence number two. All right, let's move on. We have another set of sentences, body number two. So another connector here, because everyone carries a cell phone these days with him or her, Kids will still bring their phones regardless of the ban. So others can bring this. Why others can bring their cell phones? Why can't I? So this is another sentence that expresses supporting point number three. So from that supporting point, we have another evidence, the third one. Joel Morano, a California high school principal, estimates that 70% of the kids in his school had phones. So this is a good evidence that supports the claim. All right, so we're almost done. We have this one. Yes, the counter argument. So let me read. I know that there are good reasons for the cell phone ban, such as students using them to cheat on tests. And another reason is that they can be used to organize illegal activities such as flights or truancy. So this is a counter argument. Being a writer, you have to make sure to present opposing argument. Yes, it's also good to ban cell phones in school, but okay, take note of this. This is the rebuttal. But cheating, fighting, and truancy have been going on for much longer than students have had cell phones. Kids will always find a way to communicate about these things. Counter argument and then your rebuttal. So do not just stop presenting the opposing arguments. No, it's a big no. You really have to counter that, and at the same time your rebuttal. Now it's the final structure, the final part. This is what? Okay, you may type there at the comment section. The final part. This is where you restate your thesis. Okay, so this is what? The conclusion. Very good. You got it right. This is the conclusion. So as you may notice here, the highlighted part, since parents are so concerned about our safety, California is an active earthquake state, and almost everyone has a cell phone these days. I can't imagine how I would feel if he had died and I wasn't at the hospital with my family. So this is another what? Thesis presentation, because conclusion must include your thesis again with supporting point. There you go. All right, so we're done with the techniques. This time, let me present to you the tips in writing argumentative essay. First, research, and yes, do your research. I know that perhaps you have background information about the certain topic that you are about to write, but you really have to gather facts. You really have to prove your point. That is why research is very important. That is why this is one of the very purposes why you have to study how to write an argumentative essay, because this is to develop your research skills. The second tip is to create an outline. So this is your introduction, this is your body, and this is your conclusion. How are you going to prove your claim? What is evidence number one? Which evidence number two? So you have to create an outline. And the third tip is you start writing. Do not just end with writing, but you have to write and rewrite. Write again and edit and proofread, because how can you be sure that you have a good argumentative essay if the grammar is wrong, if you are not able to use the appropriate transition word or connector for that, or if your thesis is unclear, or if you miss an evidence to prove your claim. So these tips are very important. Do your research, create an outline, start writing, write and rewrite, edit and proofread. You have to edit, and you have to check your grammar. You have to check, maybe you miss something that must be included. All right, so there you go. And now it's our fourth step, challenge number two, the final thrill, which is called convince me. So this is 10 tokens, dear wonders, and one challenge pass. So you may read. Yes, you are going to make a thesis statement for this scenario. And we have a guide there. So you are going to convince your parents or guardians on the benefits you can get when you participate in the limited face-to-face class. Some schools are now doing this, but there are schools, including mine, which are actually on the evaluation phase. So you are going to write a thesis statement, only a thesis statement, that you are trying to convince your parent or guardian the things that you can get, the good things that you can get when you participate in the limited face to face class. Of course, with all those new normal protocol, with the mask and all of the contact tracing thing. So I know this is a very easy thing to do because you have been presented a lot of examples. That is why I am only giving you 10 seconds for this. And I am excited to read sample thesis statements from you, dear wanderers. So we have our timer. Okay, no? Okay, where is our timer? Okay, so 10 seconds. Now begin. There's your guide. Parents or guardians should blank because blank. Okay? I haven't seen any comment that says something about your thesis. So maybe I can give you another 10 seconds. All right? All right. Five, four, three, two, one. All right, so you can just screenshot this. I will be just giving this a part of your learning postcard or souvenir. Okay, dear wanderers. Okay, so if you got it, you actually can have 10 tokens. And yes, you're done with the two challenges with 15 tokens all in all. So if you have 15 tokens, could you please write there at the comment section 15? Okay. Now, take a screenshot for your learning postcard. This is your souvenir, okay? So, all you have to do is to compose an argumentative essay about convincing your parents in your participation for the limited face to face class. So, this is not only your thesis, but at the same time, the whole argumentative essay. So, the final challenge is just a practice, a rehearsal for this souvenir, your output for this topic. So you can use the given essay in our session as guide, that one about cell phone, and you can also get the same sample essay through this link. And I will be sharing this at the comment section so that you can as well go back, and yes, you can also take a screenshot. All right. And as what I have mentioned earlier, we have more students, more wanderers who are now participating in the submission of your outputs. So instead of sending me messages, you can also have this link, okay, or QR code. So you can take a screenshot, SSD, screenshot done. This is where you submit your outputs. All right. Okay. Let me have from Olivia. This is her thesis statement. Parents should allow their children to join the limited face to face class because it will help a lot to students to learn more, especially in enjoying studying with teachers, classmates, and schoolmates. Wow, thank you for that, Olivia. And for Zylene, from Zylene rather, parents should allow us to participate in the face-to-face class because we enjoy learning in the school. All right, wow. I will read some thesis statements later. Okay, so thank you for that, Wonders. I'm happy to know that you're able to share your thesis statement. Okay, so wow, welcome to the last step of this learning adventure, the learning bucket. You have discovered the useful techniques in order to write a good and strong argumentative essay, making sure that your thesis is crystal clear. Use evidence to support your side. Show why the other side is weak, or you have to counter the opposing argument, the counter argument. And you have to use logical connectors. And you have also discovered the important tips in order for you to write a good one, a good argumentative essay. You have to research, you have to create an outline, you have to write and rewrite and edit and proofread. Correct your grammar. You have to check, you have to finalize everything if you haven't missed anything, something. And yes, aside from the DepEd Navotas and DepEd Cordillera Administrative Region, we are also grateful for DepEd Lapu-Lapu City for being one of our references, Cambridge, Carl Angelo for the timer, and Avaton for the cute emojis, emoticons, cartoon, right? Yes, for your feedback, not forget to use this link or this QR code. And thank you so much for ever supportive and excellent program head, Ma'am May Sevilla, and the English 7, 8, and 9 tutors. Yes, these are your English Junior High School ETUlay tutors with their smiles. So this has been Tutor Guide Rem, your tutor and at the same time your tour guide, Tutor Guide Rem for this English 10 learning adventure. Thank you so much for today. I hope that you have learned something. See you next Tuesday. Bye. God loves you so much.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag #ETUlayLevelUp. Huwag aalis ha, dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan. Dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!